Great evening, lovely viewers, and welcome to another exciting edition of Nessy's Healthy Cooking with Salad Master. Thank you once again for subscribing to our pages, for sharing, for liking, and for commenting. Thank you for joining us. Lead the movement back to healthy home cooking. My name is Nessy. Are you aware that foods that grow under the ground have their goodness directly under the skin? And so when we peel them, we lose a lot of the goodness, as in the vitamins, minerals, and the nutrition. And did you also know that many vitamins and minerals are water soluble and water just leaches them out of our food? For that matter, today I am going to show you how we can cook our tubers without peeling and also without cooking them directly in water. Today we are going to cook yam and not cook directly in water, and we are also going to destarch it. Let me quickly introduce you to the ingredients for today. Of course, you're going to have a very simple vegetable sauce on the side that will go perfectly with our yam. Now come and see the ingredients. So for our yam today, we used regular yam, the one on the market. It's no special yam, it's a very regular yam. We just bathed it very well so that we take the dirt off, because we are not going to peel it. We're going to cook it with a peel on it. Yes, somebody might be thinking, oh yeah, I remember my granny, they used to cook like this. Yes. So basically what used to happen in the past, we are bringing it to this modern world, but we're just adding a bit of modernity to it to suit the kind of era that we are in. So this yam is going to be cooked without direct contact with water and of course with a peel on it. But before we get to the cooking, let me just introduce the other ingredients that I'm going to use for the sauce, and then we'll come back and I talk a bit on how we're going to destarch this yam. For our vegetable sauce today, for our vegetables, we have a very big size onion here. We have 4 regular size tomatoes. I have 2 cabbages repping tonight. I have the regular cabbage that we know, and then the purple or the red cabbage we call it. Oh my God, you need to have this red cabbage anytime you are cooking any of your meals. It is actually nutrition dense. It's got a lot of fiber in there. It has a lot of vitamins. It helps in heart diseases. It's healthy for for your digestive system. So it cleanses your digestive system so that it aids in digestion as well. And I learned this from a colleague. He said that the darker the vegetable, the more nutrition dense it is. So always make sure that you have all these dark vegetables in your sauces so that you have a lot of the nutrition going for you. Of course, regular carrots are also representing here. And I have my bell peppers also here, nicely chopped. For my protein, I have a bit of sausage here, a bit of salmon, and sardine also here. And this, what you see here, is actually my grounded or blended pepper, ginger, garlic, a bit of spring onions in there, and just a pinch of a little bit of basil in there as well. And you know how I love my natural spice. This is my go-to spice any day. It's all natural. It has almost all the natural herbs out there: oregano, cumin, coriander, you name it, they're all representing here. And then I'm going to use a bit of that in my sauce today. I love my garlic pepper as well. It's actually all natural. It doesn't have all of those flavors they call it in there. It's very natural here. Now back to our yam. For today, I'm going to cook the yam in this lovely piece I have here. Guess what this is called? This is called the church pan. You heard me right, the church pan. And this is where I'm going to cook the yam. Let me just quickly let you know what the church pan is made of. As you can see, it has this perforated basket in here, and under the base, a bit of water in there. I mean, on first look, you would think, oh, okay, so we're going to steam the yam. No, we're not going to steam the yam. In fact, when I saw this the first time, I also thought the same. Let me give you a bit of a difference between what we're going to do here and steaming, the regular method. First of all is the temperature at which both of them will cook. Steaming will occur at 100 degrees Celsius plus. Salad masa is going to be cooked at 86 degrees Celsius below. So that's the first difference. The second difference will be the direction of heat. So with the steaming, once it heats up, the temperature will rise and then it will just go up and out. But with Salad Master, everything cooks in and down. So we are not overcooking our foods, and we are making sure that all the nutrition is actually intact in here for us as well. In my previous episodes, I did mention the Salad Master we cook below the boiling point, specifically 86 degrees Celsius. That's the optimum temperature to maximize the nutrition in the food and also kill any bad bacteria there may be in there. The very last thing I want to talk about is how this works. So once I put the yam in here, the perforated basket, I'm just going to drop the yam in. I hope you can see that. The yam is not peeled. It's okay. One just dodged, but I'm going to bring you back in here. Here we go. Once we put this in and then we put it on fire, what happens is that immediately the water in there heats up. You know, there's a vacuum or a space between the perforated basket and the water, so there's some space there. Once the heat rises and it cooks the yam, what happens is that when the temperature gets to 86 degrees Celsius, this will begin to click. We call this the audio vapor valve. This is our source of heat control alert. Immediately that happens, it's signaling you to just turn the temperature low. So immediately you turn the temperature low, what happens is that this vapor valve will now be sucked in. It means it's cooking at the right temperature. Since it's sucked in, it actually just shrinks a bit of the air in there, and the air inside there cools slightly. When that happens and it's sucked down, it actually sucks some of the starch out of the yam, making this yam diabetic friendly. So if you're out there and you're looking for a way out of your diabetes, how you can better control your sugar level, you need this church pan in your home. Because this church pan will actually regulate your blood sugar and also help you to do away with diabetes-related complications like high cholesterol or hypertension. In another episode, I'm going to give you more about how the high cholesterol, hypertension will also be prevented using this church pan. So everything is ready in the church pan now. I'm going to go straight to the fire and put this on. In about 15 to 18 minutes, the yam should be ready. Let's go. Now it's time to prepare our very lovely vegetable sauce, and as you know, I really love sticking to regular vegetables you may find on the market. The options are add any vegetable of your choice. I'm just sticking to the basic ones we have. Probably what might be a bit different here to some people will be the red cabbage, and like I mentioned, if you have red cabbage in your sauces or stews, way to go. So with the aid of my food processor here, I'm just going to chop up these vegetables into smaller chunks, and then we get straight to cooking. So I'm going to start my cone by using cone 4 for my onions. Very simple, easy to use, and it's absolutely free. If you want to know how to get this in your home, give us a call and we will get you one of these. So let's see how this goes. That's just about it. I like my onions a bit sliced, and cone 4 gives me exactly what I want. The blades are outside, so I can use my hand to clean the inside without having to worry about it chopping off my fingers. Now today, when I'm doing my sauces, what I like to do is that I like my onions to go into my pan first to sizzle just a little bit before I add all the others. So I'm just going to go straight to the fire. My pan is waiting for me. I'm preheating it on the fire. Preheating, like I mentioned earlier in some episode, is you putting your oil in the pan and waiting for it to be hot for you to just add your vegetables. So I've done that. I'm just going to pour this onion in there, and then we come back to chop up the others. So my pan is ready. I'm just going to pour my onions in here. Can you smell that? Can you hear the sound, the sizzling sound? As if there was some oil in there, but there's nothing in here. And just so you know, I'm just going to add, I know this is how I do my sauce, especially when I'm adding some sardine in there. I want to pour the sardine on top of the onion so that it sizzles with it. So it's just going to go straight in there. I don't like much of the fishy smell, so by introducing this in first, it takes away most of that fishy smell for me. Oh, I'm loving my onions already. So we're just gonna cover it for a bit and then we come add on the other ingredients as we go along. I've just changed the cone to cone 3 and I'm going to use that to slice or chop my tomatoes. Just a handful of tomatoes today, like 4 pieces, regular sized. And that is it, nicely done. Once again, clean out the cones so you don't lose some of the food. What I like to do is I like most of my wet ingredients to go in first so that, you know, I like the sizzling. I like sizzling a lot. Or just sizzle a bit more before I add my dry vegetables. So I'm going to pour this plus the pepper into the onions on fire. Let's go. Can you see that? It's nicely browned. My onions are nicely browned in there. Great. Now let me just pour my pepper, garlic, some garlic in there, some ginger in there as well, spring onions and a bit of basil. And then I'm going to pour my chopped tomatoes in here. And then I'm going to leave this to cook for about 5 minutes. Let me just stir everything in. Leave it on fire for 5 minutes. Then I come to add on all my proteins. That's the sausage and then the salmon plus the veggies. Okay, that's just about it. Still using my food processor here, making my work very easy in this kitchen. In no time, everything will be chopped. Look at that. If you want to have some variety with your vegetables, all you will have to do is just change cone. Let me just use cone 5 to chop the rest of the carrots so you can see the different cutting option that it's going to give us. Imagine cutting your plantain with this. It looks so breathtaking. Look at the side, look at the shape, it's so nice. Love it. Last carrot going in. This will cut your kitchen time in half. Like I always say, your kitchen is still not complete because you don't have this food processor sitting in your kitchen. I'm going to add my cabbages. I'm going to go in with the white cabbage first. Still on cone 5. Life is easy, viewers, so please make sure you have all the necessary things like this food processor that will ease your pain in the kitchen. Finally, my red cabbage on cone 5. Ooh. I just love the purple cabbage. It's so bold in color. So rich in color. Just look at that. Once again, this will make the knife redundant in your kitchen. Why don't you want one of these? It's free. Call us for one. All these are nicely chopped. I think it's 5 minutes already. We're going to check on our stew and then pour all the other ingredients in, especially our protein. Let's go once again. Can you see that? Can you hear the sound? Click, 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 click. It means it's time to turn the hob low because the temperature has risen to 86 and it's still ongoing. So, see, immediately we turned it low and the cookware detected that the temperature is at 86 or below. The vapor valve stopped clicking. How amazing is this? Wow, salad master, we are definitely changing lives. Okie dokie. Smoked fish going in. Like I said, you can use all the ingredients as in the protein you may want to use in there to your taste, to your preference. That's it, because with salad mustard we hardly keep the lid open. I'm going to pour the rest of the ingredients in so that everything cooks together. The next 5 minutes, everything should be ready. The red cabbage, white cabbage, and then the carrots are going in. Okay. Just giving that a good stir. I'm just finally going to add my capsicums or the bell peppers, and then my organic spices. Just a little. In fact, you can use as much as you want for your own taste preference, so strictly optional. I'm not going to bother stirring everything in. Let me add a bit of my garlic seasoning as well. That's just it. I'm going to cover it, wait for it to cook through, and then I come to stir everything in. Now it's time to check on the yam. I believe it's done. Ooh, look at that. Smells good. Oh, it's so ready. Can you see that? It's ready. It's just ready. Let me have a taste of this. Definitely ready. Okay, let's put the fire off. Wow. Look at all that color. Let's just stir everything in now. Let me take my time. I don't want to lose a bit of this goodness. This is ready. And it was cooked without oil. I'm just loving the pop of color in there. It looks so good, so good, and smells so good as well. It smells divine in here. Okay. Make sure I have everything mixed in well. Getting all the corners together. So I'm now just going to add a pinch of salt. Just a little bit of salt. Yeah, just a little. I think that should do it. Add a bit more. Okay. Perfect. Let me stir the salt in. Vegetable sauce, it's ready. But because we just added the salt, I'm just going to give it 3 minutes for the salt to just do its thing in there, and then we serve it up with the yam. This is just too beautiful. So let me cover it so we don't lose more goodness. Okay. So our food is ready. Let's have a look at what's inside the church pan first. Are you ready? So this is yam. Are you ready? Cooked without direct contact with water. Look at that. It looks so soft. Let me just put this fork in. Ooh, it sinks right through it. Look at that. Done. Delicious. Today I think I'm going to taste my own food. What do you think? Okay, let me cover this and let's go straight to the sauce. Okie dokie. Ah, ooh la la, va va voom. See the pop of color in there. Now I know it's a bit purplish because of our purple cabbage. It's sort of taking over, but yet still I can see tomatoes, red. I can see green, I can see onions. So my colors are still vibrant in there. This just looks so divine. I just can't wait to taste it. Let me start dishing some here. Oh my God. Can you see that? Ooh. Well, let me cover it so I can still contain all the beautiful aroma. Let me just take a piece of yam. This will do. Okay. Now, once the yam is cooked, somebody asked me, Agnes, can I chew the peel as well? My answer was, I mean, why not? You know, when we're eating potatoes, we actually chew the peel as well. Well, if for the yam, if it's not too chunky in your mouth, I mean, you can just chew it. But if not, you can just do what I'm doing now. It comes off very easily. Now, can you see that a bit of discoloration at the back? It's evidence of the natural minerals or the goodness in the yam. Normally, we would have just chopped it off and then would have lost a lot of the goodness. Let me put this here. Let me take my fork once again. I am gonna dig in. All right. Okay. It's still hot though, so. Okay, I was told never to blow on food. Let me do this for a bit. Goodness. This is absolutely tasty. This is only that you see me talk with food in my mouth. Okay, so a bit more sauce. I'll meet you at the back. I'll be right back. Viewers, the food was so delish, I almost forgot to come back. But hey, it's been a very fun day with you today as well. Today we cooked our yam without direct contact with water. Of course, we didn't peel the yam as well. So if you're just joining in, make sure you go back to the beginning and see how everything was done. And of course, we added a bit of a vegetable sauce on the side and everything was just too yummy, too delicious. In fact, it's still waiting for me behind the scenes. I'm going to munch into it right when I'm done here. Thank you so much for joining me once again. This has been Nessy's Healthy Cooking with Salad Master. My name is Nessy. See you next week. Bye-bye.